flowers that you planted, mama, in the backyard.
Sinead O'Connor was just 23 when Nothing Compares to You topped the charts worldwide. Her voice was the real deal, as were the tears. The lyrics triggered memories of a traumatic childhood, dominated by an abusive mother.
The point at which I start crying is on the lines, all the flowers that you planted, mama, in the backyard, all died when you went away. Because as a young child I had spent time living in the garden, only being allowed to enter the house to wash the floor every day.
Sinead's mother physically abused her from a young age.
I was a battered child. I don't, in honesty, know how I feel about her. I think that how I coped was telling myself she didn't know what she was doing. But in fact, had she lived, she'd be in jail now for what she did, you know.
Look what she did to her son.
Her mum died when Sinead was 18, and her songwriting became an outlet to express her inner trauma.
There was no such thing as therapy in those days. So there was nowhere to put all the suppressed anger and rage. It was such a huge part of why I became a musician. It was necessary for me to vocalise somehow what had happened, you know.
But carrying so much angst, it was clear Sinead would be no ordinary pop star.
In Ireland, the only role models you had as a girl were, you know, the Virgin Mary. There wasn't an angry woman, you know, and so they didn't know what to do with me. The record company boss said to me that he'd like me to start wearing high heels, grow my hair longer, start wearing short skirts, and of course that wasn't me at all. I liked dressing like a boy. So then I went into this Greek barber to get a shaved head, and then I went straight back to the record company and just marched through there, and this boss was just horrified, you know. But it was great because whatever you wore, you looked striking.
When her debut album was released, Sinead wasn't prepared for the pressures of fame and didn't believe she deserved it.
You say the fame it sort of happened, hasn't it? Is it hard to handle?
If it's not something you were expecting for, if it's not the reason why you were making records, it's quite a lot to deal with.
Yes.
Jeez, I'm only a child. It's really weird.
Sinead O'Connor.
There's a syndrome called imposter syndrome. I really did have that. I didn't know what everybody was talking about. I didn't know why they liked my songs, you know.
Sinead used her newfound fame to speak out about causes that mattered to her. During a live performance on an American TV show, she tore up a picture of Pope John Paul II as a protest of child abuse in the Catholic Church.
Fight the real enemy!
I knew there'd be backlash, absolutely. People say it derailed my career, but I think it re-railed my career because I didn't want to be a pop star.
Despite the criticism, Sinead went on to release multiple studio albums, but her mental health struggles have never entirely gone away. Today, Sinead finds great comfort in her spiritual life. In 2018, she converted to Islam after reading the Quran.
It just blew my mind when I was home. You know, I just realised, oh my God, I've been a Muslim all my life. I didn't realise.
Now aged 54, Sinead still writes music and has just released her memoirs.
I found writing the book really enjoyable. It's a bit like Old Testament, New Testament. There are two voices in the book. One is the young person, I guess, and the woman, you know.
These days, the mother of 4 and grandmother of 2 likes to spend most of her time embracing the simple life in rural Ireland.
I would describe myself as a rescue dog. People like me were like rescue dogs. We're cool as long as we're not in a situation that's in any way and smells slightly like wherever we were, you know. So I live a very peaceful life here, everything very controlled environment, very predictable. You know, I deliberately got chairs with no arms so people don't stay long. I'm content.